So, this friend of mine...
You're here. Thanks again for agreeing to this. Don't be. I only just arrived myself. The highest priority for today is establishing good negotiations with the Chief of Wildfire. I'm about to get that process underway.
Hold up, I wasn't that late.
Negotiations will be held in the Boulder Town Clinic. Serval and I are newcomers, so you'll have to lead the way. The underworld isn't exactly how I remember it.
Feels like we're not getting many friendly looks, huh?
Well, well, well. I don't think our little clinic has ever played host to an occasion like this.
We meet again, Mr. Oleg.
Oleg will do, son. Oh, you. You probably won't know. Our young Silvermane friend here and I had the pleasure of speaking to each other at a certain Guardian succession ceremony. We're not complete strangers. But as for this young lady...
The name's Serval. I'm, an ex-engineer from the technology division, and Japard's sister? Pleasure to meet you, Chief.
Likewise, miss. The more the merrier. And it's good to have you here again. It bothered me and Natasha that we never arranged a formal welcome for you. Once we're done talking, you must all join us for a meal.
We'd be honored. But to your point, Oleg, let's finish our discussions first.
Quite right. Let's head inside.
So she's your sister. The Landau family is full of talented young people, I see.
You're worried that Underworlders might still hold a grudge against the Silvermane guards. So you want to show your solidarity with the Trailblazers to build some trust. Seems like a sound strategy to me.
Rebuilding trust between the two worlds has always been a priority for Lady Bronya. People here must have felt abandoned by the guards after the passage was sealed off. If we were to simply take over the Underworld in the name of the Supreme Guardian, I can only imagine how people would react.
Seems like you have a good handle on the situation. I see now why you made captain at such a young age.
So, you're also saying the guards want to work with Wildfire and use our reputation to win back people's support, correct?
I wouldn't use those exact words, but that is more or less what we want to achieve.
If that's the case, I've got a question for you. Since this offer comes from those who left us to our fate for more than a decade, how would you react if Wildfire refused? Would you use force?
She's not trying to be diplomatic about it, is she? Who is she, anyway?
The barrier between the surface and the underground was the product of the former Supreme Guardian's misjudgment and the policies that resulted from it. The people of Belobog should have stood together, but instead, we were made to blame and hate one another. Lady Bronya wants Belobog to heal, so the Silvermane guards need to regain the people's trust. But we won't achieve that by kicking doors open and policing everyone around. As a grassroots organization, Wildfire did an extraordinary job maintaining order for over a decade in the absence of the guards. I can only imagine how much work you put in to protect the underworld. I can assure you that the guards are not here to seize power. If it takes time for the people to trust us, so be it. We're willing to take small measures and serve as an auxiliary force to Wildfire to help maintain peace. I hope you can see that everything we do to rebuild trust and make Belobog work for all.
I've never really seen this side of him before. The more you learn.
That's an answer I can accept. Oleg, what do you think?
I think there's no need for the guessing game to continue. It's obvious we share the same goal. With the help of Bronya, Serval, and Chapard, we're one step closer to rebuilding a united Belobog.
I agree. Tell Bronya that Wildfire will work with the Silvermane guards on security matters. However, things aren't simple down here. Please also tell her to draw up plans in case the situation demands...
Monsters! Monsters from the Fragmentum! They're swarming toward the town!
Not good. Stay here, Natasha. The patients need you. The soldiers and I will handle this.
Understood. We'll be counting on you.
Everyone rushed outside. I should probably see what's happening.
Help my friends! The monsters invaded the mine. Please, you have to save my friends. Otherwise, those things would tear them apart.
Don't worry. The Silvermane guards are trained for these situations. Where do we find them?
The Great Mine! The one with the big ore vein!
Understood. I'll send my men to set up a perimeter and start the rescue operation right away. Mr. Oleg, please entrust the Silvermane guards with the rescue. The defense of Bouldertown will need Wildfire's expertise. Watch out for ambushes, and be ready to receive wounded soldiers.
Huh, you're a natural-born commander. Understood. Leave it to me, son. Your troops will be unfamiliar with the layout of the mine. I'll send some of my men to be your guides.
Thank you. In the name of the preservation, I promise we'll do everything we can to save lives. I'll go on ahead and lead the troops to the mine. Catch up to us when you can.
When do we go home, Gran?
I couldn't get a word in while they were talking. A duty-bound soldier and a resistance leader. It's hard to be rock and roll in front of people like that. You know, maybe I need to put my inner struggles in a broader context. My own way? I don't even remember what kind of life I want. It's just... I see people fighting for their lives, and here I am thinking about how to escape. I feel guilty about that. Wait a minute. Was that Japard's plan all along? Use guilt to make me stay? That's true. Anyway, since he asked for help, it's time to give those monsters a shock. You know the way to the Great Mine, right? Let's catch up with Japard when you're ready. That's all you needed to say. Let's go.
Put all artillery units on standby. Wait for my command to bombard enemy positions and cover our infantry advance. We have a choke point here. Tell all infantry units to switch to double line formation. Close quarters in front, gunners behind. Remember, get the wounded out as soon as possible, and always secure your flanks before advancing.
Yes, sir.
Ah, you're here. Get ready. The back of the mine has been secured, which gives us a forward base to send in supplies. The battle is fierce. I need to get to the front line.
I don't know much about warfare, but I don't see why a commander needs to lead the charge. The situation here is totally different from the restricted zone. Japard, let me and her clear the way for you.
Thanks, Serval, but please trust my judgment on this. I made a promise to Mr. Oleg to save as many people as possible.
There's no stopping you once you've made up your mind.
Let's move out. We need to clear a way for Wildfire and the guards. All civilians, please go to the bridge immediately. The Silvermane guards have set up a defensive perimeter. You'll be safe there.
There's a monster heading this way.
Bring it down.
Join the battle.
Take your positions. Dreams do come true.
It made it easy for us,
Every victory
but we
is
can't
hard.
let our guards down. It's safe here. Let's move on.
Every victory is hard won.
Stand in position.
Let's improvise.
Join the battle.
Stay in step. Dreams do come true.
Specimen sighted. Here, try this.
So this is the warmth of life.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Japard, look! The miners have put up a makeshift defensive line.
Are you a Silvermane guard?
That's right. We're evacuating the miners together with Wildfire.
Silvermane guards and Wildfire are working together now? Oh, civilians. Ah, I saw a girl run out from our defensive position just now. My brother went.
Understood. I'll bring them back.
Thank you.
Oh no!
Leave the battle to us.
Okay.
Reported all units on alert.
Like fire until everything burns to ashes! Set the seas ablaze!
Let's improvise.
Existence is unity. This is more than a battle.
The mood is set. Let the show begin!
Every petal and all will be swept away by the wind. Fight to live!
Rhythm get messed up. Dreams do come true.
Commencing research. Fire sets the seas ablaze!
Let's keep searching for the missing girl and the miner.
In your own way.
Is it me or is it cold here?
Firefly Type 4. Activate!
Like fire until everything burns to ashes! Fight to live!
Take your positions.
Eternal. Set the seas ablaze!
Rhythm get messed up.
Specimen set. There's more. Fight to live! Every victory is hard won. Oh.
They're in danger. Let's go.
We need a strategy. Time to test our rapport.
Set in position. Attack!
Until everything burns to ashes!
The mood is set. Just let the show begin.
Every petal in life's garden, all will be swept away by the wind. Set the seas ablaze! Some value, I suppose. Existence is unity.
Take your.
Recalibrating. To travel far. Thank you. I will keep fighting. Fight to live!
You two. It's too dangerous here.
Okay. Zeno, take my hand.
The monsters have gotten stronger somehow.
Thank goodness we got here.
And that's one break.
Huh? Besides, my problem. I just couldn't believe that he never lifted a vowing to.
Father was a soldier. Never mind. Running away doesn't solve the problem. I'm not trying to change.
My choice.
Sorry.
Let's focus on the business.
Okay. It could mean something we have.
These monsters are tough.
Hey,
Speaking of which, you came from... thank goodness.
They'll be okay.
I heard there's a powerful monster.
Thanks for the intel. I think he was right about the monster. You two, no sudden moves.
Sound.
I've seen this type of monster a few times near the restricted zone. Ready? Here we go. Wait, don't get too close.
Huh? What is it?
These monsters are usually eager to fight, but this one doesn't seem concerned about us. Careful.
The air.
Stellaron promises survive.
Did it just...
Steady. Get
Japard not...
Japard.
Did it just say... that noise?
talking. Wait. You understand it?
Our names?
I heard rumors about this kind of monster. If the rumor...
Kalia. You just won't stop haunting me. I try everything to put the past behind me, and yet you always manage to creep up again. Kalia, you witch! You terminated my research and ruined my life. What else do you want to take away from me?
Calm down, Serval. It's just a fragmentum illusion.
All that time we spent together, it was so easy for you to just leave this world behind. Don't you at least owe me an explanation?
Serval!
Londo, stand down. There is no place for you.
Sister, I know you want Madame Cacolia to respond, but this thing in front of us is our enemy. It was born out of the evil gathered in the fragmentum. You won't get answers from it. Fight with us, sister. Let's dispel the shadow of the past once and for all. Of course, if you're not yet able to confront the past, then she and I will fight for you until your heart is ready.
You too. I'm sorry, brother. I always make you worry when things get serious. But I see what you're doing. Reverse psychology, huh? Well, seeing as we've come this far, Cacolia, let's settle this bad blood right here, right now.
Existence is unity.
Attack detected.
Until everything burns to ashes! Set to the seas of peace! Commencing research. Eternal. Attack detected. Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind. Remember this moment. Specimen sighted. Here, try this. Fight to live! Grace and El. I think something bit me.
Let's improvise. The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Attack!
Commencing research. To travel.
Support received. Joining the battle. Detonate.
Serval. 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 Why have to
Stat.
The temperature is returning to normal. I think it's safe to say that the shadow of Madame Cocolia was the reason for this invasion. Whatever the case, we've managed to avert a crisis. Are you okay? Indeed it was. We're lucky to have an experienced fighter like you who can adapt to different enemies. It would have taken us much longer to fight off the shadow without you. Serval, how are you feeling?
I feel like something heavy has finally been lifted. All that noise before it perished. Really? I guess it doesn't matter.
I can tell you mean it this time. I'm happy for you, sir. Looks like we accomplished our mission. You two should head over to
Sure.
The one thing I look forward to? Growing up, of course.
Intuition, instinct. Training can sharpen them both. Show me some of that trailblazing strength again.
Stay tuned.
Sound lingers.
Watch yourself!
Existence is unity.
Like fun till everything burns to ashes! Fight to live! Firefly Type 4 in position. Set the seas ablaze! Spin away!
Every petal in life's garden. All will be swept away by the wind.
Stay in.
In the mood for another beating?
Fight to live!
Rhythm get messed up. Dreams do come true.
Detonate! Attack!
Until everything burns to ashes!
Eternal.
Tap detected!
My friends? Indulge yourselves!
Let the show begin.
Fight to live!
How's this taste?
Set the seas ablaze!
Time to mix things up. Need I say more? Muscle memory never lies.
It's still early. Where to now?
Noise. I wish you all a journey that is... I see. Thanks for bringing me up to speed. All in all, I owe everyone a big thanks to Captain Japard. We managed to keep our losses to a minimum. How could I forget about you two?
You're too kind. They deserve the real credit.
Sounds like you went through a lot of danger. Are you hurt, Miss Serval?
I'm all right, don't worry.
Miss Natasha, we've returned.
Is that Japard?
Mr. Oleg has a pretty good handle on what's needed in the mine. He's arranging for rescue teams and supplies to be sent over.
Looks like you guys have the situation under control. Oh, there was a girl and her brother who said you saved their lives.
Natasha's right. We should make sure...
Come on, drink it up and you'll...
But... there's...
It's you! You saved us from the monsters in the mine. If you hadn't been there, I'll think of a way to repay you. That's very kind of you.
Mom and Dad went somewhere far away a long time ago.
So, you're looking after your brother on your own?
Not really. It's my responsibility as a sister. My brother is too young to survive in the underworld.
The misjudgment, but under Lady Bronya's leadership, the Silvermane Guards will atone for past mistakes and bring relief to the people.
Captain Japard.
Taking care of yourself is hard enough under these circumstances. Zeno, right?
Yes, Mr. Cap.
You're still young, so you need to stay under your sister's wing. Be there when she needs you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Captain Japard.
You know, we're pretty good at turning a happy reunion into a tear fest. If you're not too tired, Japard. What you said back there.
Of course I did. We can't always face problems alone and build walls to keep people out.
I know what you're up to, Jep.
Huh? What do you...
You made it sound like you were talking to those kids. Who's building that wall now?
Well, a Landau just called out a Landau.
Japard. Change of plan. I've decided to stay in Belobog.
Serval, I just want you to know that I would have supported your decision, no matter what you chose.
I know that, Japard. What you said was the last piece of the puzzle for me. I suddenly realized that my decision to leave was just me trying to run away from my problems. I've always found the first thought I have when things don't work out. After all, I'm not...
Right.
If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have had any idea about the hardships people were going through in the underworld. I have one last thing that I might need your help with. I want to see the Stellaron.
Say no more.
Oh, but before that, it's all right. I've got... here. Is this the Stellaron imprisonment device? They had such advanced technology back in the day. Impressive.
This is where Madame Cacolia died.
She gave something back in death. I think I'm mostly here for myself. I wanted to come here to perform for Cacolia. I'm glad you guys are here to witness it. Not the nicest spot for a show. And the equipment could be better.
The stage is yours, sister.
Look at me, Cacolia. Don't you dare look away, because I will no longer live in your shadow!
Happy?
Happy. I just wish I could have seen the look on her face. Shame. Well, that's all from me. As for tonight, let's go to old Gerda's place and have a big feast to celebrate.
So, you're getting the tab? Apologies. I've been busy lately, so I had to put off the express tour for a while. Here we are, finally. Sorry. Forgive me. I mean, you know what I mean. What should we see next? All right. I'm honored to be invited aboard the express, truly.
Mom's been cleaning up this whole time and... What? What does the letter say? It looks like an invitation.
Unlikely.
Why don't you show Dan Hong the letter? I'm certain that... this is giving...
What is it? There's no signature. And it doesn't mention a time or place. Looks like whoever sent this expects me to remember. Unfortunately, I'm going to disappoint them. The handwriting does seem like that of a swordmaster, but Blade would have gotten straight to the point. It's an invitation, all right, but this is too mysterious to be him. Let me hold on to the letter. Anything related to Dan Feng's past should be handled with care. Just as I thought. There was more than met the eye. Letting her leave first was a wise choice. But if he didn't send the letter... maybe I should make a trip to the seat of divine foresight.
After all this time away from the Luofu, the seat of divine foresight has only become more hostile. Relax. You needn't be so cautious, young man. However, I never thought Jing Yuan would send you to accompany me. It would...
Huh? I've got my work cut out for me today. Well, if it isn't Dan Heng.
That won't be necessary. The Cloud Knights were doing their duty.
You came at a bad time. The General is busy with urgent work. You probably won't be able to meet with him today. But he did leave a message.
I can't say that I know her, but she does look a little familiar.
You don't remember her? I see. I suppose the memories of your previous life really were wiped clean after the rebirth. That is Jing Liu, the previous sword champion of the Xianzhou Luofu. She was the closest friend of Imbibitor Lune, your previous incarnation. She was also the General's master. According to records of wars past, her blade has slain countless denizens of abundance. However, those are ancient stories. It's a shame that even a hero like her wasn't able to break free of Mara. With her powers, you'd think there would be no one capable of bringing her in. For some reason, she arrived on the Luofu with a suspect disguised as a traveling merchant. Her surrender came with one condition: that she be allowed a day of freedom before the trial. Before he left, he ordered us to accompany Jing Liu during her last day on the Luofu.
Imbibitor Lune, since you traveled all this way, why don't you come and talk with me? Or should I call you by your name in this lifetime? Dan Heng. When I left the Xianzhou, I heard they took away your scales and horns, forced you into a hatching rebirth, and detained you in the Shackling prison. I thought Imbibitor Lune had been wiped from this world. But then I returned to the Luofu and watched as you parted the sea. After all these years, it was a magnificent sight to behold.
I recognize you, but I can't remember anything. The memories of my past life are like shattered glass.
I can't remember. The words of every person who hopes to escape their past. The Vidyadhara rebirth normally erases all memory of the previous life. However, you have retained fragments of your past. If my guess is correct, the preceptors were unwilling to allow the Ichor line to end, and hoped for the Imbibitor Lune's resurrection.
Imbibitor Lune's actions affected many. Are you here to set things straight?
I, too, am a criminal. What right have I to deliver punishment? I returned to the Luofu so I could surrender myself to the Alliance and atone for my sins. I did, however, have one request before the trial. I asked to be given a single day to go and see old friends. Jing Yuan has always been an understanding person.
So, you're the one that mailed the letter to the Express.
The sea's depths conceal no stone, and dragons' breaths reveal the moon. The scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape is truly as magnificent as the poems describe. But as a suspect, shouldn't I be bound and interrogated in the shackling prison? Is it really appropriate to bring me to a place like this, General?
Holding you in the shackling prison would be more trouble than it's worth. For security purposes, we will be performing your trial here.
For security purposes?
The Stellaron's descent, the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection, the Destruction Emanator's impersonation of the Amicassator. According to the Skyfaring Commission's investigations, you arrived on the Law Fu with a group of merchants, but didn't make a single trade during your stay. Your departure coincided with the day the calamities took place. You took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the shackling prison, but seemingly took no course of action. Now you claim that you are responsible for the Stellaron crisis and wish to surrender yourself. Your behavior truly is puzzling. I can't seem to piece together your motive.
I was asked to deliver a token in my capacity as a traveling merchant. I knew nothing of its significance. I admit I did have my own agenda for entering the shackling prison, but in the end, I found that the Law Fu did not possess what I was looking for. It is through fear of punishment that I am choosing to surrender. The galaxy is a vast place, but I am merely a wanderer. It would be silly of me to think that I could outrun the Alliance.
Merely a wanderer? You're too modest, Locha. Do I need to remind you of your actions at the Eternity Fortress and the Shroud Veil Star Zone? Or must I utter that tongue-twister of a name?
Well, they don't call you the Divine Foresight for nothing, General.
You flatter me. Fortunately, I did my research, or this conversation would have been quite dry.
Seeing that you sense something is amiss, are you looking to defend me and clear my name of suspicion?
That is beyond my control. Attempting to undermine the Alliance is a grave crime. According to protocol, you are to be held on the Xianzhou Shuling for a joint trial before the Ten Lords Commission and the 7 Arbiter Generals. However, at present, you have the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape. It will be the last view of the Law Fu you ever lay eyes on.
She told me that the High Cloud Quintet once gathered and feasted here hundreds of years ago. The unparalleled sword techniques of your master, the mesmerizing cloud hymn magic of Imbibitor Lunae Dan Feng, the artful piloting skills of Bai Heng, the divine weapons crafted by the Ju-Ming artisan Ying Xing, and the unmatched stratagem of the General. The 5 of you vanquished evil from the world, creating legendary tales in your wake. Unfortunately, nothing lasts forever, and the High Cloud Quintet disbanded as each of you went your separate ways. You removed me from the shackling prison and decided to interrogate me here. But not for security purposes. You wish to discuss things that shouldn't be overheard. You wish to discuss the one person you've avoided mentioning up to now. Your master, Jingliu.
We can head out now. I would like to visit a few places from my memories, enjoy a glass of wine, and reminisce about the good times.
Have you mistaken yourself for a tourist?
I would make a wonderful tourist. Lower your guard, young man. I have already surrendered myself to the Alliance, and I will keep my word. Besides, your general has already agreed to my request. Imbibitor Lunae, you must accompany me. I won't take no for an answer. Regardless of whether you're still interested in your previous life, accepting my letter means that you've accepted my invitation.
Lead the way.
Where should we start? Should we go to Stargazer Navalia first? Or to the Artisanship Commission? So many memories are swirling inside my head. I can't get a grasp on any of them. When the people of the Cienjo live to be more than 1,000 years old, each day is like carrying the weight of a mountain through an...
How hard is it to choose a destination? We're going to Stargazer Navalia. Problem solved.
The young are the antidote. Stargazer Navalia it is.
If it's star skiffs you wanted to see, we could have headed to the Jade Gate.
Young man, have you ever heard of Baihung, the Foxian pilot?
Baihung? I think I've seen that name somewhere before.
Let the noble High Elder drown the enemies in rain.
Imbibitor Lunae, if memories are returning to you, share them.
I think she was one of Imbibitor Lunae's comrades.
She was a comrade and friend to both Imbibitor Lunae and all of us. Well, that's all in the past now. The reason we came to Stargazer Navalia is because I wanted to pay tribute to her here.
Huh? You mean the Foxian soul-soothing ceremony?
Yes, the sending off of a star skiff. As for procuring a star skiff, I know they can be manufactured here, but I know nothing of the process.
I see. I don't know anything about manufacturing star skiffs either. But getting these machines to work shouldn't be too hard. Careful. There's still Stellaron spirits lurking around.
The moonshine.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Lend me your strength.
Blade of moonlight.
eternal.
Try harder.
Lend me your strength.
Careful. There's still Stellaron spirits lurking around.
No need to worry about the two of us.
Watch yourself!
There's always a weakness.
Stand down.
That's all you got? Confidence. That's all you got?
Some value.
In the lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Everyone holding up okay?
We've arrived. All ship production in Stargazer Navalia starts here. Just enter the command into the device. The vessel used... I remember now. I've seen Bai Hung's name in books before.
You like to read?
Hey, I don't read much, but the General forced me to finish a bunch of ancient volumes during my training. I remember one called Views of the Universe from a Star Skiff. The author's name was Bai Hung.
That's right. Bai Hung was the one who wrote that travelogue.
It was actually really interesting. 90% of it was about starskiff crashes on different worlds and dangerous situations. It also had records of local species and ecosystems. I remember thinking, how could an ace pilot crash land her starskiff so many times?
Indeed. Her luck always astonished us. Very few starskiffs she piloted were able to return to port in one piece. The folks at the Skyfaring Commission secretly referred to her as the Starskiff Killer. She also possessed an uncanny ability to predict future events. However, when it came to surviving, her fortunes were incredible. Luck is a type of strength, after all.
Ha! That'll do it. The Starskiff assembly line has been activated. The Starskiff will take shape and enter the skyport. Let's go wait for it there. It won't be long.
Thank you, young man.
See? The Starskiff is complete.
After being away from the Luofu for so long, I can finally say farewell to you.
So, what happened to Bai Hung in the end?
In the end, I do not think the details are necessary. In Bybitter Lune, do you still remember the battle against Shuhu?
The Abundance Emanator, Shuhu, rallied a great army and attacked the Alliance. I read about it in the Shackling prison.
You seem to be interested in learning about your past life. Still, all of that was erased. After Shuhu attacked the borders, he disappeared without a trace. She charged ahead and shattered the enemy's defenses. For the Cloud Knights, you couldn't accept that Bai Hung was gone. There is no need to respond. Bai Hung, I've brought your flagon. This was a gift handmade by him. I'm sorry it took so long for me to find it. Only by bringing it to you will my nightmares be calmed. I will fulfill what you asked of me. Let's go. The Artisanship Commission is next. Since the Arbor's resurrection, the land has been crawling with abominations.
The crisis happened too suddenly. All the craftsmen and apprentices fled. Only a single master craftsman was left to hold the line until reinforcements arrived. That's how the creation furnace was saved.
Interesting. Stubborn beyond valuing his own life. That reminds me of an extremely arrogant acquaintance. If he were to see the chaos of the Artisanship Commission today, he would burst into laughter at the Xianzhou's incompetence.
What's that supposed to mean? What's wrong with saving your own life and waiting for the Cloud Knights to arrive?
And yet where were the Cloud Knights when danger was at the door?
The Luofu's delves are big places. You just want me to do all the work.
You go on ahead this time.
Why did you send him away?
It is of no importance. But you and I haven't had a decent contest in ages.
I don't plan on fighting.
I'm not asking you to point your spear at me. Could it be that the abominations here aren't enough to motivate you?
The moon shines on the truth.
Even after your rebirth, your moves and techniques haven't changed one bit.
When I move, it's like...
Like you never forgot.
Later, moonlight. All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Come on already. What took you so long this time?
Don't get anxious, Imbibitor Lune. We have all the time in the world.
The enemy situation has changed.
Can't be.
The moon shines on the truth.
This spear still recognizes you as its master. Invibitor Lunae, do you know who crafted it for you?
It's been with me ever since my exile. I don't remember when I started wielding it.
How's this taste?
So this is the warmth of life.
Lend me your strength.
Nowhere to run. All will be revealed. In lunar flame.
All will be swept away by the wind.
A miracle.
Eternal.
My friends? Indulge yourselves! How insignificant! Time to mix things up!
To guard and defend. Crush them.
How's this taste? Immortality.
You can continue to convince yourself that you are merely the reincarnation of Dan Feng, but you cannot run from combat, Dan Heng. Combat is like smelting. Those are the words of the one who made Cloudpiercer for you. Out of all of us, you were the closest to him.
I'd rather leave this world in a blaze than live until the end of time.
You still remember his name. When he was but a child, he swore to take revenge on the abominations. When I first met him, he wasn't even as tall as my sword. At first, I wasn't too fond of his defiant nature. Unfortunately, the Alliance would never allow a short-life species to run the Artisanship Commission.
You didn't go easy just so I would get here first, did you?
Of course not. Your technique must have improved so much that I simply couldn't keep up with you.
So, are we here to commemorate your short-life species friend?
Eavesdropping is a bad habit. Besides, when did I ever say he was no longer in this world?
Even the cryocapsules wouldn't be able to extend the life expectancy of a short-life species for long.
Yingxing is still alive?
Of course he's still alive. But he might be better off dead. Some people are born with unparalleled foresight and exceptional intelligence, but make the most ill-advised choices at destiny's crossroads. As smart as he was, he made the foolish attempt to use the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to aid Invibitor Lunae in resurrecting his deceased companion. His stupidity turned him into a monster, cursed with immortality. His soul was shattered and became the evil that he hated most.
For an old friend, you don't seem to have that much pity.
I gave him a second chance. Does that not count?
What did you do to him?
He should have been eternally jailed in the shackling prison for his crimes. But I gave him a different kind of freedom. I took the shell that once held his soul and passed my sword techniques on to him. I let him die 100 deaths to remind him of the karma of his previous life. Afterward, I heard he was reborn and even gave himself a name. We've idled too long. Let's head to the Alchemy Commission.
As a follower of the Rainbow Arbiter, you have witnessed the catastrophe brought upon by the plague's author, General. Living beings turning into undying monsters. What do you think should be done to put an end to it?
The Alliance follows the Rainbow Arbiter's edict.
Under the auspices of the Rainbow Arbiter, the faithful Cloud Knights continue the hunt. Take me, for example. My powers originate from the Abundance, yet my goals are aligned with the Alliance. It is natural for short-life species to yearn for immortality. That is expected of any intelligent life form. So, in order to sever Yaosher's curse, your master happened upon a revelation and returned from the Mara. She has traveled many worlds and discovered a solution.
I'm listening.
I apologize, General. I'm afraid the next move will have to be made on the Shu Ling.
As I expected. Your surrender is just the next step in your scheme. You wish to avail yourself of the Ten Lords' decree to enter Shu Ling and stand before the 6 generals, even the and the purpose of the contents of your coffin.
General, you said it yourself. This is beyond your control.
Splendid, well done. This was a spectacular move.
You've changed, Jingyuan. The man I knew would never have admitted he was bested.
Order's already been restored to the Alchemy Commission. Why are we here?
I heard the healer lady is capable of curing all diseases. I'm here for the same reason anyone would be. For a checkup and consultation. Patience, young man. We're not far from Scale Gorge Waterscape. The mission the General tasked you with is about to come to an end.
Dunhung, what a surprise! Are you not feeling well? Please, come this way.
Miss Bailu. She's here for a consultation.
Oh, I see. Are you here for your eyes? Or is it something else?
My eyes are fine. I cover them to avoid seeing that which reminds me of the past and riles my inner demons. My thoughts have been disordered lately, and I experience occasional night terrors. Do you have a way to soothe my mind, Dragon Lady?
At
least you're gonna. Okay.
North
is Hold on, I'm
don't
gonna
sound
get
like
rid of
my
the
area
rocket.
of expertise. But who cares? The
Hello!
Heroes Alchemy Commission don't get to pick and choose their
Hello, mga tao.
Raise your hand. We'll start by checking your pulse. You'll need to take some translucent worms so I can take a closer look.
Hello, mga tao.
Your hand! It's freezing! Please wait. Dunhung, can I speak to you for a minute? Your friend here has a very peculiar condition. Her pulse is extremely faint. Normally, this would mean that she...
There's no cure.
Let the healer make the professional diagnosis. Your friend's situation is unique. She looks healthy, but her hands are cold as ice. It feels like there's a dark current running and pulsing between her core esse and her veins. I've never seen anything like it. With more research, I might be able to make a new entry in the medical records. Can you and your friend come back for follow-up visits?
Today's her last day on the Luofu.
What a shame. If she could stay for a few days, I might be able to figure out how to cure her. I'll do my best. No matter what I administer, she's gonna need to drink a ton of warm water from this point on. Come with me. I'll prescribe her some soul-returning vitality infusion. It won't cure her, but I'm sorry. Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were expelled, things have been a mess around here. Dunhung, you mind coming with me to retrieve my medicine? I could use your skills.
Are you in trouble, Dragon Lady?
No. No trouble at all.
It's no bother. A little walk will do me good.
I can smell the herbs. Hey! Give me back my medicine!
Allow me to eliminate these obstacles.
Time to take. Lend me your strength. So this is why your hands are so cold. Stay away.
Blade of Moonlight.
This cold isn't something normal flesh could withstand.
Indulge yourselves!
In lunar flame.
How's this taste?
All will be swept away by the wind.
Lend me your strength.
It ain't over.
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them.
Time to mix things up.
In lunar flame.
All right. Let me make sure nothing's missing. Excellent. Apologies again for the delay. This prescription won't cure you, but it will nourish your body and calm your mind.
Very well. The fate of a long-life species is inevitable.
You're Mara-struck? I don't see the symptoms in you at all. What with the incident on the Lawfu, I've treated a number of Mara-stricken patients recently. You don't...
I made a deal that allowed me to retain what life I had left, and yet...
I see. So you've...
Really? How all I have left. Thank you for your advice, Dragon Lady. By the way...
Bandages? That's a vague description, you know.
The person I'm inquiring about is...
He must have suffered some kind of sword wound.
Well then... Take this man away. This does not involve him.
Yanqing.
And so, everyone is present. I never thought the High Cloud Quintet would be able to gather again in the same place after hundreds of years. If I remember correctly, the 5 of us made a promise here 7 centuries ago. We promised that no matter what happened, we would gather here together and share a drink. How sad that Scale Gorge waterscape remains empty while the world continues to turn. Some of us have been reborn, while others were denied death. Some have become criminals, while others can no longer fulfill their promises. Soon, I will be shackled and tried. This will be the last you see of me. This is why I sent out the invitations before departing, hoping that everyone would be gathered here for my final farewell. Of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. Imbibitor Luné, the chief culprit, chose to use the transmutation arcanum as a means of resurrection, begetting terrible transformation and great calamity in the process. He dishonored the name of the fallen. Ying Sing, the accomplice, arrogant and oblivious, used the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to assist Imbibitor Luné in his evil. He fell, becoming an immortal abomination. As for Jingliu, the sinner, she succumbed to Mara, slaughtered her people, and abandoned her oath. Now it is time we pay for what we have done. Dan Heng, you can never escape the shadow of Imbibitor Luné. He is your origin, and his sins will accompany you in your path forward until you meet your eventual doom. Blade, what a fitting name. In the remainder of your infinite life, you will experience only murder and your own death. And I will face the punishment of the Alliance and suffer an eternal punishment before paying an even worse price. That is the only way to keep the memory of the pain of the past from fading away. High Cloud Quintet, it is time to say goodbye. A wineless gathering, accompanied by only sadness and bitterness. What a depressing reunion. Jing Yuan.
The laws of the Alliance cannot be subject to change. Unfortunately, your next stop will be the Yuche. I reported everything to the Marshal, and the Seer strategist just so happened to take an interest in the case.
Jing Yuan, you haven't changed at all, but in the end, whether it be you, me, the Cloud Knights, or the generals of the Rainbow Arbiter, no matter.
Wait. Jingliu, before you leave, you still owe me my due.
I have tried. Besides inflicting more wounds on your body, there is nothing else I can do for you. The immortality that you possess is not something that can be dealt with so easily. I am sure Destiny's Slave already told you that the swords of mortals are incapable of killing someone with the flesh of an emanator.
He did. But you still owe me the attempt.
I told you when I taught you the way of the sword. I am uninterested in drawing my blade against someone who does not long for life, who wants only to be slaughtered.
You will only draw against an opponent. Jingliu, allow me to repay you for your teachings.
Savor the moment. I will deliver you a brief moment of death. We were here once, 700 years ago. Laughing, sparring, and thinking about the future. Their faces still linger before my eyes, like a bygone dream.
A familiar feeling. Almost as if we've returned to my first sword lesson. You used the sword Insing crafted, and pierced, sliced, and impaled me time and time again. The swordplay used to slay our enemies of old is still engraved on this despicable shell. It's as if they're saying, why? Why did you and Imbibitor Lunae commit such an unforgivable sin? I know that you have no interest in my answer, which is why I asked the question as you looked me straight in the eye. Why? Why does someone like her have to be buried, burned to ash, and eventually forgotten? In the end, you unleashed the final piercing blow. The miraculous thing is that in my brief moment of death, like when we drank to drown ourselves,
Imbibitor Lunae, what do you plan on doing next?
Once this gathering ends, I will return to the Express to continue my journey.
The Express won't be able to carry you for... I did think about giving up on revenge and letting go of everything when I fled the Luofu years ago. The memories of what I did when I was Mara-struck. Maybe when I witnessed the fall of the Abundance.
Dunhung, the General wants me to forget about everything I saw today. I understand. I have some close friends of my own in the Cloud Knights. Goodbye for now.
she's gone. All this must have seemed like a silly performance to someone newly reborn. Who you are is a question that only you can find the answer to. Even if the Preceptor's interference denied you a true rebirth. Yes.
She couldn't do it with her sword either. She still couldn't do it. We have no choice but to continue the pursuit.
I will see it through.
Elio's script still requires you to stay alive. For now, I don't mind prolonging my vengeance.
Yuri, this is my first time. Whoa, actually, but I can't